What's up, everybody? This is my analysis and my reaction to the Juventus versus Galatasaray Champions League second leg that just happened earlier today. Now, this was a game of two halves. The first half, Juventus were dominating the game in every single way possible. Unfortunately, they only scored one goal. Now, on the flip side of that, Galatasaray were absolutely clueless in the first half, so all they did was waste time, simulate fouls, and pretend injuries. And that ultimately got to the referee's head because he was giving out fouls and stopping play for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And then ultimately, in the second half, Kelly got a red card for something that was completely absurd. Now, if you take a look at the play for the red card, you will see that Kelly jumps up and he heads the ball, and because he's still in the air, there's something called gravity, and it pulls you down towards the earth. So he has to land. He's not even looking at where he's landing because he's still looking at the ball, and he somehow lands on the back of Yilmaz's foot. And because Yilmaz has been doing this the whole game, he pretends to be injured and somehow gets Kelly a second yellow card. And then VAR gets involved. And I thought to myself, wow, they must have changed the rules because this is the first time where VAR is going to interfere and take away a second yellow card because they've never done that in the past. And what do? They take away the second yellow card and give a straight red. And that pissed me off even more because it reminded me of how I got let go of my previous job. I was interviewing thinking I'm going to get promoted. And then all of a sudden I get into a meeting with my vice president and HR and they tell me, we have to let you go because of blah, 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 the company, blah, 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 and you got let go. And this was the same situation here because instead of overturning a BS yellow card, what they did is they actually gave him a straight red. So that means that VAR was looking at it and was thinking, how can we possibly make this any worse? And they did. They gave him a straight red for something that wasn't even a foul. And then the commentator says something stupid like, well, he was showing studs. Of course he's showing studs. That's what you have on the bottom of your cleats. So if I'm understanding the rules correctly, if you're in the air, you have to land on your face. Because if you land on your feet, it's a potential red card. And then there was this incident of the ball where Osimhen, who was on yellow, grabs Gatti and throws him on the floor. The ref gives a foul, but nothing else. I guarantee you that if this was the reverse and he was a Juventus player on the yellow that did that, he would have gotten sent off. But all of that aside, I have to congratulate the Juventus players for showing great heart and determination in order to overcome a 3-goal deficit and push the game into extra time despite playing with 10 men for more than 45 minutes. Now, if this game stayed 11 versus 11, there's no way this game would have gone to extra time. I'm convinced that Juventus would have won it in 90 minutes. And they probably should have because they squandered quite a few chances despite playing with 10 men. Now, I made the claim last week that outside of 4 or 5 players, the rest of the players are not Juventus caliber, and I still stick with that claim. Despite the efforts and the win today, I still think that it's the same players who've let us down all year long. Especially the new signings. They were supposed to elevate the team, and instead, they've been struggling for playing time, and when they do play, they're non-existent. But anyways, that's my analysis and my thoughts. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and if you haven't, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Forza Juve!